It's Kindo, and today we're back with another tutorial. It's kind of a different one this time. It's a lot of different snares you guys have been asking about, but they're all similar and they're very easy to learn. So I'm going to put them all in the same category and call this the bass snare tutorial today. I'll explain in a sec. Check it out. Reverse. Switch. So I hope that was an okay beat. there's a couple weird ones in this one, okay? But I'm gonna be going over a ton. A lot of times in my tutorials, I notice you guys are always commenting, asking for the fish snare, or what is the that I'm doing in some of my beats. Or a lot of times in my wildcards, I kind of tend to do like a or something like that, and there's my tongue sticking out, and you guys always ask, what's the tongue sticking out sound, or what's the tongue sound? So I'm just gonna, there's a couple of these I'm gonna go over. Like I said, they're all bass snares. Obviously the reason why I call them bass snares, you can hear on the mic, like they're very, like, it's very different than, it's very heavy, like, it's very different than, or stuff like that, or there's so many, okay? So I'm going to be going over just like the basic ones that I kind of use and how you can kind of variation on them. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, but hope you guys enjoy this. If you could, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. Let's get into this tutorial. All right, so let's start with the main one that probably most of you guys came here for, the fish snare, right? Really, I think the first time I ever heard it from anyone was Zeka. That's why I learned it. I was like, what is this? And I started working on it, and boom. All of these snares, just keep this in mind before we really jump into the tutorial. All of them are not hard. It's breath support and push, okay? That's the big key with all of these, okay? So this one, the reason why it's called fish snare, because you're literally saying fish, like, sounds like fish. But yeah, so it's a fish snare, right? All you're gonna be saying, so yes, you're going fish, and yes, the F, you're gonna like make it dramatic, so it's not fish, but it's, so you're kind of tucking the bottom lip in, and there's not a ish, it's kind of just it's kind of just both and sh together. The pop that you're hearing is my lip. Since I'm biting on my lip on the F, and it's that sound that, it's that, but I'm pushing it. So instead of doing it just with, like right now, I'm kind of, to get that little pop sound, I'm kind of just taking my teeth and biting down and letting my lip pop out. It's pressurized, right? On this one, it's more pressure, and I'm literally using my air and pushing out. Fish snare. It is really not that hard of a sound. It's really just the breath support and getting that push, okay? The pressure will come naturally. If at first, if yours starts a little quiet, a little weak, and it's a little like, that's how mine was too. Once you start getting comfortable with the pressure and the silly face feel, and you can get this thing super loud, okay? Really easy one. That's the fish snare. So, zip and hip snares, really quick. Now on the zip snare, try two ways. Sometimes it works on some of my beatbox students. If I get them to say zip, it works. Sometimes it just doesn't hit. So try saying sip instead. Try making the Z and S, make it a little bit more sharper, okay? Personally, I do zip. I just like how smooth it is, like zip. You can use your voice on this one too. You can do zip with or without voice. I'm gonna teach you how to do it with, and we're gonna take the voice away. Okay, so literally just start with saying zip. Focus on my face though. I'm not going zip, zip, zip. It's zip, 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 zip. You see how my lips are going zip, zip, like this, right? That is the pressure of this snare, if this makes sense. Like the fish snare, it's the F, right? This one is getting the lips to close. That's where the snare is happening, right? Now I know you hear that end sounds going like yip, yip, and it sounds like my voice probably, but it's not. I can vocalize and zip, zip. See what I'm saying? That sound you're hearing is my lips closing really tight, and zip, zip, zip. You're literally just saying zip or zip, 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 and then just take the voice away and zip, do it super hard. Zip, 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 zip. This one's gonna take a lot of air. I always say it. Watch out. Don't pass out. You're gonna get a little lightheaded. There you go. There's the zip snare. Same concept now with the hip snare, okay? Literally instead of zip, we're gonna go hip. It's the same thing. So instead of zip, just hip, Okay? Remember the concept of the face where and the lips are very same thing with this one. Like I said, they're very similar. It's just a different beginning. Zip and hit. Instead of zit, it's hit. So same thing. You're still ending on the that lip thing where it's causing the snare. Okay, so instead of zip, now we're going hip. And the same thing, take the voice away, right? Like zip. Now you take the voice away. And there's your hip snare. Cool thing with this one, you can do it inwards. And not really a snare, but it is a cool little like. You can add it in little reverse combos. There you go. Onto the and the, because everyone asks about this tongue one, okay? I'm going to teach the lip one first because that makes the tongue one a lot easier, okay? If you remember tutorial number 4, 5, whatever it was, there was lip oscillations that we went through. Shout out to the OGs again. This is another bathroom tutorial. But if you remember that one, right? It was horse lips. Lip oscillations, just horse lips. Remember, just okay? All you're gonna do, and no, it does not have to be a certain pitch. I don't need it to be the perfect note. I don't need that, okay? But I need you to tighten your face. So somewhere around there, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect because this is where now your face is gonna adjust. Now from there, take it. It's not hard to hit, right? Push air into it and it's gonna get almost like hollowed out. You hear how heavy and bassy it gets? All I'm doing is I'm hitting it like, it's really not hard. I'm probably blowing out like the smallest amount of air. And then when I'm hitting it, and I'm doing that, I'm going without the whistle. This one's a really cool one, but it takes a lot of air to get that bass tone to it, okay? To get because, how to explain it? The pressure is already there. Now you're almost like pushing through the pressure, and that air is like making a chop. And it gets that, even if you're lower, like there's an airiness that comes through that makes it like really bass heavy and thick, okay? Once you get that, now we can go into the tongue one. And now onto the tongue one, okay? So you can, I guess you could just try to go for it. It's very similar to the lip oscillation one. It's very, but with your tongue out, okay? What's happening is your tongue, well, it may be different, okay? Maybe it may be switched, but so far with me and all my beatbox students I've taught this to, we're all the same. So when I stick my tongue out like that, it's my tongue and my top lip like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's happening all on my top lip. My bottom lip's not doing anything. It's very relaxed, it's chilling there because my tongue is in the way, okay? Now you can do this one of two ways. Like I said, try and just go for it. Maybe you just hit it. Maybe you just, oh my gosh, I got it. Or you might end up sounding like this and you might literally fart noise, and that's okay. So with this one, like I said, it's very similar to the lip oscillation, and right? You can either try to hit it, right? But what I did, because like I said, I kind of struggled trying to figure this one out too. I would hit a lip oscillation, so the hollow one, the heavy one we're doing, and I would try to stick my tongue out while keeping that position. So, and you can hear it's not really heavy yet. But I was just trying to get, instead of getting the fart sound, I was literally trying to get there's a bassy, airy note to it, right? There's a bassy sound to it. So it's like, okay, I'm getting somewhere. So practice this one this way if that helps. Just make sure when you're doing this, you're not relaxing your face, because when you stick the tongue out, now your tongue is meeting the top lip. So your top lip still needs to have a little bit of pressure to make it where it'll bounce and make the oscillation happen, okay? Once you can get that and it's a little comfy, take a nice breath in and really hit it. Now you'll hear the bassy notes, the bassy notes, that's not a word. The bassiness is what I was trying to say to it, okay? And instead of, you'll get, okay? And that's really the bass, the tongue bass snare, if you want to call it, okay? I do this in a bunch of different ways. I do both of them together, and and go into something, you can use them as a snare. So you can do an outward K snare. This is the last part of the tutorial. You can do like a, how we're doing, or the, right? You can add, if you try to do it, right? And then try to do a K with it. Now, a couple times you may get it where you're in the right position, but it kind of goes like cool, and it doesn't hit your lips, and it doesn't do that, but it kind of goes like. That means that you're adjusting your jaw. Don't adjust anything. Remember, we're keeping the lips exactly where it's at. Now we're starting to use our face, right? And use our tongue behind our face. That's the trick with this one is, that's one. And behind, imagine my tongue going coo is two. So, see what I'm saying? Now you can also do this with the tongue snare, and instead of, you get, this last one, this is the hardest one. This one's gonna take some time. It's just getting the breath support to really push that note, because now you have such an open airflow when you're doing it, and everything's just like that. So when you go to, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of air. This one's gonna take a little bit of time. Those first couple snares, a lot easier, way easier. But yeah, this was the bass snares tutorial. I hope it helped you guys. I know it's kind of a bit of a longer video. Sorry about that, but a lot of you guys asked for that Fishner, and then every time I post a wild card, I'm always using that sound, and so many of you guys have asked for it. So I was like, you know what, let me just clear the air and just fix all this. You know what I'm saying? But hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys for the next video. See you guys for the next video, and have a good day. Actually, hold on. That's a weird. That's a have a good day. Why did I say it like that? Have a good day. Oh, jeez.